What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for all the good and bad inside the world of Apple. iPad rumors are a dime a dozen right now, plus we'll announce our winners for our Gelaskins giveaway. Now, you probably already know that Apple sent out their official invites for their March 7th iPad event in San Francisco. I was kind of let down because I was really hoping for an entire event just focusing on the classic iPod and Mac Mini, but oh well. Now, Apple's invitation says we have something you really have to see and touch. You know, I've been using that line on girls for years now, so why don't you get original, Apple? It doesn't work.
You want some pie? You
No.
should have just told me.
No.
I don't.
My darling, your tea.
Wow, that must taste good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's it.
Brian, I wanted that.
Now, the invite also started the endless flood of speculation. Could Apple really be removing the physical home button to an all-touch interface, or is that just an iPad turned sideways? Well, let me burst your bubble, people, after Repair Labs has reportedly acquired the front glass piece and digitizer for the next-gen iPad in both black and white. They point out it has a different ribbon cable connection from the previous generation, and look closely, that's a home button. Then everyone went all Ultimate Warrior, saying things like, look at how sharp that icon is, clearly. It must be the Retina display. You know, they're probably right, but can you really tell that from the image? Look, I see two sentences. Call me crazy, but maybe it's two devices they're announcing, and one of them is an iPad, and the other is a product from Apple we haven't seen yet. People, do your lives really revolve around every single thing Apple is doing? Is it so bad that you would sell your soul to the devil and do a show every week about Apple just to pay your bills? What's happening? Brian Tong here. Apparently it is. Now, with the announcement in less than a week, the hype is at an all-time high, and the rumor mills are firing on all cylinders, and I guarantee you there will be 20 more by the time you watch this. Digitimes hasn't always been the most reputable Apple source, but it didn't stop their claims that we'll see a 16 and 32 gig iPad 3, as well as an 8 gig iPad 2 that will cover the lower end of the market for Apple. Then, because they need another iPad story for what's coming next, Digitimes reports mass production of a smaller 7.85-inch iPad will start in the third quarter of this year. Now, 9to5Mac has their own report saying there will be at least 3 different iPad variants for a Wi-Fi, 3G, and 4G flavors that will be available for pre-order on the 7th or a few days later. And with Apple TV inventory exhausted at retail chains everywhere, the other device could possibly be the new Apple TV. Guys and gals, it's getting so bad that Skybet was taking actual bets on the iPad 3 specs and then had to pull them because it was getting a little out of hand. See how cray-cray this thing is getting? This is bigger than Lisanity.
Knicks have beaten the Wizards 7 straight times.
Woo! Get up and throw it down, baby. You ride that wave surfing the internet. Okay, let's bring things back down to earth a little bit with other exciting news happening around the Apple world, and it's all about the revolutionary Lytro camera that launched this week, and it's changing how we take pictures and how we interact with them. It's Mac only right now, so check out this look at the camera and some of its new features. Hey guys, Brian Tong here with CNET.com, and we wanted to give you a first look at some of the new hot features for the Lytro camera. It's tech's most buzzworthy camera, and it's shipping right now from Lytro.com. Now, to catch you up to speed, the Lytro camera is unlike any other with a unique design that uses light field technology to capture all the light information, color, intensity, and direction the light is moving in a single picture. Now, you won't need a focus, you just take a picture, and with all this information, you can choose the subject or your object you want to focus on after the fact with what they call their living pictures. Now, they've added a few new improvements to their interface where you can swipe from the bottom of the screen, and you'll get a menu bar for battery life and the amount of picture space available, but you'll also get a new mode called Creative Mode. By default, the camera is set to Lytro's everyday mode with their default settings that's set to a 3x optical zoom, but it has limitations with how you can compose shots. Creative Mode unlocks the 8x optical zoom range and allows you to control and compose your shots like, let's take an extreme macro shot. We've seen shots like this in popular food photography and also to showcase textures, or you've seen portrait shots where a subject is in focus, but the background is completely blurred out. It will also allow you to zoom in and out of a subject after you've set the focal point for a more dramatic effect and better shot composition control. Now, this is all part of the creative mode, but an all-in-focus mode that point-and-shoot camera users are familiar with will be a software update in the first half of this year. Now, you can also interact with your pictures directly on the camera screen, but sharing is a big piece of the puzzle. Now, the software lives locally on the camera, and you can install it when you plug it in. It's only currently Mac compatible, but Lytro says there will be a Windows version of the software coming by the end of 2012. Now, each picture is stored locally on your computer. That takes up about 16 megs. Through their Lytro app, you'll upload your living pictures that are stored on their own servers. They've said it's unlimited storage right now, and they'll process them down to about a 500K to 1 meg file, depending on how many multiple perspectives you have. Now, you can then share that living picture through social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, or embed them in Lytro's Flasher HTML5 player. You'll also be able to right-click on a picture and convert it into a 1080 by 1080 JPEG file that's compressed down to size for you. Now, the Lytro camera is only available through their website at lytro.com, starting at $399 for an 8 gig model, and they say it will be available in unnamed retail channels later this year. So there you have it. I'm Brian Tom with your quick first look at some of the new features with the launch of the truly revolutionary Lytro camera. I'm a huge fan already, and just think this is the first version of the device, and it's a technology that's only going to get better. All right, in laptop news, Digitimes claims Apple is expected to launch a thinner 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook Pro sometime in April. Now, there's no word about a revised 17-inch model in the report, and even after some reported delays with Intel's Ivy Bridge chipset, it sounds a little too early for me, but we'll wait and see. Now, I've also always believed the next platform Apple should go into after the TV, that's if they really do it, is cars. And maybe there's some real evidence to support that idea now. Car News China reports that newly discovered automotive job listings on LinkedIn claims Apple is seeking a supplier quality engineer and new product integration supervisor, pointing to the possibility that the Cupertino kids are finally looking to extend the business into car-related products. It wouldn't be the first time after rumblings in 2007 that Apple was working with Volkswagen on its own integrated car concept. And if they take too long to do it, Mercedes-Benz has announced plans for integration between Apple's iPhone 4S and their really affordable A-Class line, including support for this Siri virtual assistant. It will communicate through Mercedes' custom digital drive style app, and the A-Class line will make its world premiere at the Geneva Auto Show this year. So maybe they could at least throw in an iPhone with the purchase of the car? Guys, maybe? Okay, all right, let's get to the winners of our Gelaskins $40 gift card giveaway. We asked you, the Apple biters, for the names of the different kinds of mountain lions, and you delivered. Correct responses included the puma, panther, catamount, and mountain cat, who probably look exactly alike. Thanks, Wikipedia. So congrats go out to Nicole Washington, Wyatt Tomlinson, Sonia Smith, Omar Torres, and Charles Ann. That's really his name. All right, thanks for all your entries, everyone. We'll find out what Apple's been cooking next week, and please send us any and all of your burning questions for our upcoming email episode to the applebyte@cnet.com. That's going to do it for this week's show. I'm Brian Tong. We'll catch you next time for another bite of the apple.